new day. I'm grateful for the fact that you have watched over us, you care for us, you protect us, and you provide for us. Today, I pray for this program, Lord, that you will guide, you will lead, you'll cause, oh God, the host to function in wisdom, in compassion, in sympathy, and understanding. That, Father God, every listener, every participant of this program will be educated, will be better today than they were yesterday. Dear Father, will receive, as it were, some nugget of truth that will help them enhance their lives and the lives of others. Lord, bless every person who will participate, and especially cause the host, Father God, even during the program, to be even greatly enlightened. And for that, we'll be mindful to give you thanks and praise and glory and honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah, that is God's word. That is God's music for the whole nation to continue to sing this song. The name of the Lord, the name of the Father, Jah Rastafari. Help me, Jah. Let me continue. I believe in you. La parole bon Dieu qu'a prêché, t'en parler, écouter, jouant tout ce mobile, gardez sa capacité, nous pas jamais comprendre, la yuri va péter, et mon qui fait la terre, et mon qui va nous courir, et nous là,
Bon Dieu,
fais-moi chanter, et moi qu'avec allez la tête, c'est bon Dieu. Chi premier, qu'avec nous, gardez ça qui gardez soleil là, c'est qui fait soleil là, il monde qui fait soleil là, il monde qui va nous courir,
Papa bon Dieu,
il monde qui fait nous rouler,
Dieu.
méchant.
Okay, that was the mighty Acre. Prophetic words, though. Papa Bode. That's what he says. But tonight, yes, we're going to be talking about athletics. We'll have Godwin Dossett join us, talk about the primary and secondary school athletics meet. We'll have Mr. Hurd, the football consultant, will speak to us about what's happening in local football. And we're going to be talking cricket, obviously. West Indies have won 2 T20 matches. And today, guys, I don't know if you all saw it, the Indian women are chase a free to beat Australia. That's the first match Australia has lost in 6 years. First match they have lost in 6 years.
The first semi-final, South Africa, England, the 169. Talk about from South African. That was fantastic.
Fantastic as well. 300 and something runs, but we'll talk about that. But you know, before we go to the sport, our first portion today, we're going to be talking about Dominica will be celebrating 47 years of independence on Monday. And we have a gentleman here who I know he was in the struggle in the independence movement, one people like Lucy Douglas, and Dr. Fontaine himself is also a historian. So we're going to be discussing that for a few minutes tonight. And let me just introduce our guest, Dr. Andre. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Sebastian. The man who served in every sporting capacity you can think of since the 1970s, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, the brilliant economist who is sought by international governments, and Emmanuel Loblack, the very embodiment of sporting excellence going back to the 70s. I am in good company, folks.
Well, the first thing I want to do, I am sure the guys, I speak for everybody when I say we want to congratulate you on being admitted to the bar yesterday. And in fact, a lot of people were surprised. They could not have said, how come it's taking so long? Dr. Andre?
Because some of us are slow learners, and you know what they say, slow and steady win the race. So let's look at it from that perspective.
Okay. Yeah, but before we go into the independence thing, I just want to make a statement about something. You know, I keep hearing this thing all week about zone of peace, and we need zone of peace. But you know, I always say, you can never have peace without justice. And for people who don't know, in the last decade, maybe about 8 or 9 million people have left Venezuela. They flee, they've gone. Your party, your cool with them, because this guy here, Mad, here his name, Mad Uro, or Malbu, or whatever his name is, and the one before him have terrorized people. People have been killed. Opposition parties have no voice. In fact, a lady there, they got the Nobel Peace Prize, and nobody has seen her for a long, long time. And we're hearing people talking about they want to mediate. I have no brief for Donald Trump, I'll tell you straight. I have no use for that guy. But sometimes people must be put under manners when they think they can use power to, how I would say, to trample on the rights, to use a local language, défoncer people like they have done in Venezuela. And we have people talking about zone of peace and mediate. Man, too much hypocrisy. Some people, they even send people right in Dominica to have them in Salisbury firing, gunshot and everything. And we're talking about zone of peace, guys. I don't know if you want to make a little comment on that.
You are absolutely correct. The zone of peace doesn't apply to the man on the street. What the man on the street or the woman on the street looking is for a piece of bread, a piece of meat, a piece of the pie to be able to provide for themselves and their children. How can you talk about a zone of peace when you were telling your supporters, throw hot water on them if they knock on your door, garçon? What is it that you're missing? How can you say in a political meeting that there'll be blood on the streets if you vote for the opposition? How can we talk about a zone of peace when anyone who dares to be the head of the main opposition party is literally terrorized to a point where the court has to step in and say enough is enough? What type of peace are you talking about? What is it that I am not getting? Tell me.
Man, Dr.
Yes,
Fontaine.
no, you're absolutely correct. The idea that, the Caribbean is a zone of peace when you have Caribbean governments behaving the way that they behave. I mean, you just outlined the behavior of Maduro, and you have others trying to emulate him. Even here in Dominica, you see the way that the opposition has been relentlessly pursued, just because you're challenging the government and so on, and to see everything that they're doing. You have Gonzalez in St. Vincent. He's at the age of, I believe,
80 in a couple months' time.
80 and going up for his sixth term in office. You wonder, what is it about power that these governments don't understand? So when you behave in a manner like this, people obviously get agitated, and that's where the problem is. So yeah, it would be nice to see the Caribbean being settled and peaceful, but there is something to it. I mean, look at Maduro, for example. He claimed 2/3 of Guyana, everything beyond the Essequibo River. And the Essequibo River, as you know, runs basically through Georgetown.
Right, correct, yes.
and he claims everything of these people and was prepared, quite frankly, to go to war. At one point, to go to war with Guyana. So now he has a bigger man on the block. It's a different story,
And the fact of the matter is, this talk about the zone of peace is designed to achieve one thing. If the U.S. intervenes, it will inevitably destabilize some of the little tin pot dictators in the Caribbean, which is exactly what they don't want. They want to be able to do what they want in their own territories. And that's exactly what the case with Dominica. To terrorize, to manipulate the electoral process, to control the law enforcement process, to deny people opportunities, to deny them promotions, at least those who don't support them, to deny them little brown paper bags, quite frankly, to deny them the recognition that they deserve. That is why they cling steadfastly to the notion of the zone of peace. As I said, go ask the Salisbury people about the peace that they enjoy, quite frankly. Go and ask the young persons who were terrorized and brutalized. Go and ask the families of those who were subjected to extrajudicial killings. What kind of peace do you want? This kind of rhetoric or real lasting peace where everyone can add to the body politic, everyone can make a contribution reflective of their skills, their talents, their hard work to uplift themselves and their country. That is what will ensure the bonus peace. The biggest threat to peace in the region are the the ideas, the policies of many of our own Caribbean leaders. That, quite frankly, is the biggest threat. We talked about Maduro. There's over 70% poverty in Venezuela.
Exactly. Want to be poor? Exactly. Yeah.
We've
in
talked
Venezuela.
about they have more oil than anywhere
Yeah,
else in
yeah.
the world. You know what Maduro is doing? Maduro is now going to the Supreme Court of Venezuela to request that the citizenship should be stripped of an opposition leader, despite the fact that he was born in Venezuela, despite the fact that generations of his family have lived in Guyana. He's copying Daniel Ortega from Nicaragua. So when these folk talk about zone of peace, don't be fooled. They want peace to do as they like. And that's the bottom line.
Right. So we said we're going to be talking about independence. Dr. Andre Fontaine, you two guys, historian, both of you all-rounders. Dr. Andre probably spent a lot of time outside Dominica during the independence time. Gentlemen, gentlemen, let us look at it. 47 years now, have we achieved what originally it was set out to do? Do we think we're really independent? What is happening in the country? Are people allowed to do as they please? Dr. Andre, you start the ball rolling.
Well, let us ask ourselves the first question: what exactly is independence? When you talk about independence, when your children talk independence, what they're trying to convey to you is they have achieved the means to take care of themselves, to achieve a degree of life, a degree of living which reflects the effort they've put. Look at the philosophies of people like Edward Oliver Leblanc. To him, independence means empowering Dominica, protecting or making sure that under the Alien Land Holding Act, that the Dominican land is not disproportionately owned by persons abroad, to ensure that every little person has the opportunity to have his own business. Look around Roseau, see, I know that you need thick glasses and so on. Every store within 50 meters of each other is foreign owned. Look at the people. Look at the geothermal energy. It's a foreign company that has been farmed out. Why? Well, we know why. And I've spoken to some Dominican workers employed on that geothermal facility. Guess what? They are paid less than the foreign workers employed in that enterprise. And that is the pattern. So if all your major industries, thank you, Mr. Ronald Dander, who's just appeared. He's a good man. I have known him for a long time. Brilliant economist. And also very much one of the initiators of the World Creole Music Festival, if I may say so. Not 25 years ago, but 27. Also. But how can you relegate your people to second-class status and you even talk about independence? You tell me, Steve.
Yes, well, Dr. Fontaine, you're a historian yourself.
I think when we got our independence in 1978, there was so much hope for this country. There was so much that expectation from the people because we were moving out on the colonial rule to the time of self-rule. And there was a lot of excitement. I mean, I remember I was a school kid at the time, and the excitement that we felt because we kind of sensed that the country was going somewhere. And unfortunately, we are now what, as you would say, we mal profite, as you would say, because 47 years. And we have not really grown out of our teenage years, and that is very, very unfortunate. And as Dr. Andre said, if you look around us, and we have not been able to harness our agriculture, we have not been able to create opportunities for young people. We have not been able to really have that sense of pride and dignity in ourselves. What we have now, after 47 years, is that we are losing, we're hemorrhaging our young people. By the droves, our young people are looking for the exit. I just met a gentleman outside there. He told me if that Labour Party wins one more election, he is leaving the following day. He wants nothing more to do with Dominica. That is what we have. People living, deserting the island, and looking for opportunities just across the ocean. A 1 hour boat ride away. People are looking for opportunities out of Dominica. We have failed, this government in particular, after 25 years, they have failed the people. And now we are seeing that they have put a process to maintain the voters list, a process that is confusing, a process that is obviously meant to steal the elections even before you have an election, setting it up in a way that it can be compromised. So we have a lot of problems now, and it's very unfortunate we have not realized our dream.
Lobby, what is your view, Lobby?
Oh, well, Sebastian, what is my view? First of all, I want to concur with the statement made by Dr. Andre, every part of it. Sebastian, being independent, we are more dependent, first of all. I'm looking presently at Dominica. Before we became independent, the Creole language was alive. Today, it's looking like it might be extinct someday because the young people presently don't. All right, they don't speak Creole. You look at St. Lucia, where the language is widely spoken. Sooner or later, it will be in schools. All right. What? First of all, what I saw was this year was the opening of Independence that turned into a carnival. The songs that were on the road, the way people were dressed, that's not independence. Carnival is carnival, has its own, all right, it has its own image. But when you look at independence, first of all, you look at the Creole songs that were written by Siflo Moutang, very potent songs. That is songs we should have our kids singing, let them understand why we became independent, what existed, and we are losing this thing. And if we don't, get our kids to understand the meaning of independence, I don't know what may happen to us.
Dr. Andre, how do we fix that?
We fix it. It's not rocket science. We ask ourselves, what is the root cause of this decline? The fact that all our iconic products, whether it's Dumb Fruit, whether it's Refresh Soap, whether it's Bello products, you cannot even buy some pepper from Mrs. Jack's backyard, Sibo. How do we fix that? We have to have persons who are interested, involved, and who are committed to uplift the welfare of the Dominican people, to give them a stake, to reclaim their stake in their lands. Look at the monies generated by the sale of passports. Look at what St. Kitts has done with the net proceeds of sale, deposited in the consolidated fund as their constitution provides. We need administration which is committed to the rule of law, which is committed to enrich the Dominican people, not themselves. We need an administration such that when there is an investigative reporter investigating any of them, that investigator can say or can find someone saying they are committed 90% of the net proceeds of sales is committed to the Dominican people and only 10% to themselves, as opposed to saying the very reverse. That it's not root science, it's not rocket science. The answer is not blowing in the wind. The answer is hidden in plain view. We allow this thing to happen and we will forever pay the price if it continues. We have opportunities to reverse this decline. The question is, are we up to the task, Sibo?
Yes, let's take this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Very good, very well.
I want to congratulate that white man that's sitting down there.
No, we have no white man here. So we have no white man.
Blue, Mr. Lander is out of the studio.
I congratulate
Dr. Andre. Dr. Andre.
Okay, congratulate you. And you've been called to the back.
Thank you.
While the theme for our independence is purpose and progress.
What is it? What is it?
Purpose. Progress and purpose, one of them.
Oh, yeah?
That is theme for the independence. Gentlemen, explain that to me, please. I can't understand where the purpose and where the progress coming out from.
Well, Dr. Andre, folks, we'll answer you in a while. Thank you. All right. We have another caller. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sibo.
Yes, good
evening.
Yes, good evening.
Sibo,
yes.
You're Dr. Andre there.
Right.
And my question is to Dr. Andre.
He's right there. He'll answer you.
Yes. Now, Sibo, I listened to the chief election officer sometime last week on the news talking about for you to reconfirm, you need to have a passport or a government ID, which is a government ID, which is either a passport, a driver's license, or a social security. Okay? Now, I have a passport. My passport is not yet expired. I did not have to travel, so I did not go and renew passport to get a passport to travel on. But my passport I hold presently has 2 years on it before it expires. And they are telling me, according to what she's saying, I cannot use that passport to confirm, and it is not expired. So I would like the input of Dr. Andrew on this one.
Well, he's going to answer you. Okay, thank you.
The answer is quite simple. The Chief Electoral Officer and the Electoral Commission, it is their mandate to make it easier for eligible persons to be able to vote. Once they are imposing restrictions on persons' right to vote, you know that the last thing that they are interested in is fair and fair election. But that comes as no surprise. Look at the history of electoral reform. Look at the impediments. Look at the opposition to people being able to exercise their right to vote. Why are you so opposed? If you're interested in free elections, the answer is clear. You are opposed because you want to stack the deck to ensure that the outcome is as predictable as, for example, being able to get soursop at this time of the year. That's the only reason.
Let's take the next caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Good evening. Yes, sir.
Good evening, boys.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me use your medium to send condolences to sportsman that died in Sweden.
Go ahead.
James Bell.
Oh, James.
Which Bell? The one that was the played for Blackburns. He was a pastor as well. Him? Is that this one?
James Bell we had in 1958 in the school tournament in the Windsor Park. We had a breaking partnership, a historical partnership of 340 plus runs. He scored 127 and I scored 101.
Mm-hmm.
He batted at number 4. I was batting at number 5. Dominica playing against Grenada. We was 3 wickets for 12 runs. And we came in and we saved the day and gave Grenada 2 for 1. And he was married to Sonia Rowe, of Freddie Rowe's daughter in King George V Street. He was from Girodale. And after that, he went to Germany. He was in Germany for a while. And then he moved from Germany to Sweden. And he died, he was 18 and he died this week.
Okay.
He had 3 children. So I want to send condolences.
No problem, Babs. No problem. No problem.
Yes.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace.
As I'm on the line there now,
mm-hmm.
I'm hearing about this confirmation and of the voters registration and what. I want to say in my view, the registration of voting and the confirmation of voting are 2 separate issues.
Mm-hmm.
The registration of voting is a continuous thing. It has never stopped and it cannot stop.
It has stopped, but it
But
has
they stopped. They stopped it.
They've stopped
No,
it.
They have stopped. Go ahead.
when you are born in Dominica and you reach the age of 18 plus, you are entitled to vote. You only need a birth certificate to be registered as a voter. And that is continuous. It has never stopped since we got adult suffrage.
It has stopped.
So the confirmation now that is taking place, in my view, has nothing to do with a man or child who could not vote when they were 17. And if they are 17 now, 18 now, they need only a birth certificate to show that they were born in Dominica, and they need to be registered to vote at the next election. You have men and women in Dominica who are 60 plus, over 18, who never vote. If they decide now that they want to vote, all they need to do is to show a birth certificate that they were born in Dominica and get registered to vote.
Well, Bob, you say
The
that, but
confirmation is if you, the question of confirmation is if you are on the voters list. If you're on the voters list and you don't want your name to be removed, then you go and get confirmed. But if you were never on the voters list and you reach the age of 18 plus and born in Dominica, nobody can stop you from voting unless you didn't register. And you have to register in a constituency. And in that constituency, you will vote in a polling station. And that is the reason that it's one man, one vote. Nobody should have two votes. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, going back to the issue, Blue said the theme is about progress. But while I was there waiting, I got a text from somebody, and somebody said to me, Sibo, man like you that do so much, 15 years you were playing cricket for them, so many years, the West Indies selector, you can't get award. But the person says to me, the guy who's chief, whatever executive officer of the airport project, is getting the second highest award in the country. Can somebody explain that? We talk about progress. There is a guy who's getting thousands of dollars every month. He did nothing for them. In fact, if you ask 90% of the population probably don't even know the guy, and he's getting the second highest award in the country. I want somebody to explain that to me. And we talk about progress at Independence Time, Dr. Andre.
Progress? Is that what you're saying? Progress?
Well, that's what they say.
In what way?
Yeah.
And that is precisely the point. I can tell you that whole question of Sibo and whether the extent to which he is deserving of the award has come up with another noted sports person in Dominica. And you know what the person said to me? Well, why should Sibo get an award? Because every day or every week he is on radio criticizing the government. But that just shows you the rot, the rot in the body politic. That is not progress. That is evidence of decay, of dehumanization, deterioration, and it's another example of everything that people are criticizing about. Every single thing has been reduced to one simple equation. If you support us, we will kill the fatted calf. If you don't, you'll have to kill the fowl to get some back and egg to eat. That is the message that these folks are sending. How progress? You are losing. Dominica is the biggest loser, because the skills of a Thompson Fontaine, the contribution of a Sebastian, of many people, is being frittered away. And I mean, I'm not a biblical scholar like Pastor Rodney or preacher and so on, but think of the parable of the sowers, where each of us has been given seed, certain talents, and we have an obligation to sow it in fertile soil, not on stones where there's nothing to produce. But all that talent is being wasted. It's not being recognized. And who are we recognizing? Those that receive $30 million in compensation. Dr. Thompson Fontaine, you're a big economist. People who weed on the side of the road get what? $800 to $100 to $1,000 a month. That is what they get. And unfortunately, and we've reached such a stage of worship, quite frankly, in a perversion of biblical teaching and so on, that we continue to heap praise on those who oppress us.
You're right.
Dr. Sebastian.
You're very
How
right.
do you explain that?
Yeah.
That's not progress. That's an evidence of blind devotion. You know of Pastor Jim Jones.
Well, Mutan
Oh, Jesus.
But and coming to this thing now at Independence Time, this awards thing, it's becoming like a papi show now. I know, sorry, Lobby, to say that. I know you get an award, but to get an award now, you have to be licking these people, whatever it is.
Lobby has been awarded?
Lobby got an award a couple years ago.
Oh.
So, but, and I'm saying openly, if you do not support, in fact, you hear all kind of people being named ambassadors of all kind of things. These things, the Papi Show, you have to be aligned to these people to become ambassador or get an award. I'm here entitled Francis getting a national award for what?
For wrecking public work.
Well, I don't understand this. So to talk about progress and independence, if that's the film, is a nonsense, and we're going nowhere with this thing. Nowhere.
Sibo,
Yes, Lobby. Mhm.
Yes, I just want to just add to that about this award, Sebastian.
Mhm.
My award was clear based on merit. I have distinguished myself in this country in every facet in terms of sports. Every sport in Dr. Andre, can
attest to that,
that.
Yeah, I have no issue with that, Lobby, but
I'm
yeah,
just
go
telling
ahead.
you, even when that day when I had to receive this award, Sebastian, and I looked at some of the awardees, I shook my head. Seriously asking myself, but what is the merit? What have you done? It's based on merit, but it has been watered down right now.
Yeah, it's a non, because when you can tell me the chief executive officer of the airport project, that guy must be getting over $20,000 a month, getting a salary. He came from nowhere. I don't think that guy was living in Dominica.
No,
and he can get the second highest national award for what? I mean, somebody need to explain that, man. Somebody really, really need to explain that, honestly. It's just a nonsense, honestly.
No, it's more nonsense. It's a perversion. You know, I mean, the whole thing is perverted. You know, when you have the watering down of this, when you have a country where our farmers were once the breadwinners, taking care of their families, that had been stripped away from them. People now cannot build their own homes; they have to be given a home, and then it's selective. I mean, the whole thing is just a mix-up. It's messed up. The country has lost its way, and we need to find our way back.
I mean, here's an example of how things have degenerated. Lobby's father.
Let's just take this call and we'll come back to you, Dr. Andre.
Yes.
Good evening.
Hey, good evening, Sibo, and everybody else on the panel.
Yes, good evening. Hi, what's up?
Sibo, that's moving.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, let me tell you, I heard you said somebody needs to explain that to you.
Mhm.
I am one of the persons that can explain that to you, but I'll explain to you in person.
So you don't want to do it now on the...
My brother, I will explain
Well,
to you.
call me later, okay?
And when I explain that to you, you will understand.
Why he getting that award?
Have a good day.
All right, so when that's interesting, I want Murphy to explain. Go ahead, Dr. Andre.
Yeah, the point I was making is this. Emmanuel Loblack, one of the founding members of the Labour Party and trade unions.
Well, not that Emmanuel
No,
Leblanc.
the senior, the father.
Okay.
In 1945, the first
Right,
trade union.
yeah.
So, he had a falling out with Edward Oliver LeBlanc in the early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But Edward Oliver LeBlanc did not hold such animosity towards Loblack that one, he received an award, if I recall correctly, in 1967. But
True.
not only that, they awarded him a pension.
Okay.
And LeBlanc said in Parliament, look, I don't agree with his politics, but he has made a fundamental contribution to the development of trade unionism in Dominica, so he will get a pension. And he received an award.
Mm-hmm.
See, well, I mean, take from your own personal experience. Have you heard? There's no one can say with a straight face who is not filled with the venom of antipathy and hatred and political partisanship, who can tell you that Lockhart, Sebastian, and others are not deserving of awards. But here's the problem. How does it make you feel? How does it make the rest of Dominica feel when deserving persons are not being recognized for one specific reason?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are perceived to be some enemy of the state. And how can you talk about progress if you stigmatize and alienate and degrade people in that fashion? This is not progress. How can it be?
I know, man. Well, Dr. Andre, I wish you could say for all night, but we have to come to the end of that session. Your final words on that, because we have to move to the spot. So your final words
My
first.
final words is that as long as you are here, as long as this program is here, there's always hope, because you have your loyal cadre of listeners. You have persons who are waiting for inspiration. They already have the fortitude, mental fortitude, but they're waiting for assurances that they are persons who, quite frankly, who've achieved, like yourself, like Thompson, like Mr. Loblack. As I said, I've known of Mr. Loblack when I was struggling in sixth form and so on. Loblack and so on and so forth. who will take hope that persons such as yourself, you are not afraid to exercise your views because they reflect a certain type of morality, a morality that is lost, a morality which is conspicuous by its absence from top to bottom. And they're saying all is not lost. We have the means to redeem ourselves as a community. And the celebration of this independence, quite frankly, is a sham because it seeks to exclude many persons, vilify them, invite people to alienate them, deprive them of certain benefits in the community. Where's the $30 million from the World Health Organization after Hurricane Maria? Where's the $9 million from Chavez to the Calnago territory, Mr. Sebastian? I know that there is a coconut fiber mattress somewhere where much of that money is hidden. Where is it?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Andre, for joining us. And you know, guys, we have to spare a thought for the people in Jamaica. Eh?
Yes.
What they went through. In fact, I'll tell you, I spoke to former President of Cricket West, Dave Cameron, yesterday. He told me he's okay. Wavell Hines, who's a member of parliament now. But you know, in 2016, I went to India. I was the manager of the A team and the coach, Junior Bennett. And I've been trying to find him because where he's from, in Black River in St. Elizabeth, they were wiped out. And I just can't get him. I only hope he's okay. I'll try tonight again. In fact, Wavell Hines was trying to see if he could find him for me because that area in St. Elizabeth completely wiped out. So I only hope he's okay, and I hope the country will get back on their feet. I hope that they wouldn't do like what was done in Dominica after the hurricane, where selected people were given aid. I hope the whole country, wherever people have suffered, the country will help them. And on that note, we'll take our first break.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Andre.
For inviting me, Dr. Thompson, Fontaine, Mr. Loblack. Good to see you, my friend. And good night to your listeners.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
In Rojo, Kimash uses you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready. The economic fabric of Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica and Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street, supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Pottersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Potter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
You want the best, you do. Shop at SDA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SDA. And the husband will shop at SDA. You get more for life. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Yeah, shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. What is that? Shop at SDA. SDA's family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices. Madam, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SDA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SDA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno fabric softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with the refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno fabric softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Love all over Dominica. Local agents, AC Shell African Company. Available for all supermarkets, your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Okay, we are back and we're going to be talking athletics. And on the line with us is the sports officer, Godwin Dossett, the man who's in charge of athletics at the sports division. He will tell us about the recent secondary school athletics meet as well as the primary. Godwin, good evening. Godwin.
Good evening, good evening.
Yes, well, Dr. Fountain is there. Lobby is there as well.
All right, well, I don't want to miss anyone, so I will say good evening to everyone.
Right.
And wishing them a happy independence, everybody.
Same to you. Okay, Godwin, you had this secondary school athletics, primary school. From what you saw, were you impressed with what you saw?
Okay, with the secondary school athletics, you want to know what I saw, if I am happy about it?
Right.
Well, what we have seen there, well, we had a serious amount of rain this season, and just generally, the conditions were rough for us this year, but we are very, very pleased that we are able to give the opportunity to our children that they could come out and participate, even under the different conditions that are presented to us right now. What we had, yes?
Where you had it? Portsmouth?
Nobody was asking you, what's the venue? Where was the venue? He's asking you.
I did not hear the question.
The venue. Where was the venue? Where was it held?
Okay, well, the secondary school athletics championship, Independence Athletics Championship, took place on the 16th and 17th of October at the Benjamin Park in Portsmouth.
Okay.
14 secondary schools, colleges, and all together participated in that event. There were one record broken in the girls, under 16 girls relay. They broke the 4x100 meter record, and that was the PSF.
Okay, that's a record for that age group, right? That age group?
Yes, for that age group.
Okay.
The Portsmouth Secondary School won both male and female division within the competition. The Dominica Grammar School came in second, and the Northeast Comprehensive School came in third.
Mm-hmm.
From our point, the most outstanding male went to Daniel Thomas. He's from the under 14 category, the boys category, and he is from the Northeast Comprehensive School.
So what races did he win? Did he get gold?
Daniel got 4 gold medals.
Okay.
He got 4 gold medals. He won the 15, he won the 300, he won the long jump, and he also won the javelin.
So you all run 300 now, 300 meters?
Age group.
Yes, there's 300 meters for the under 14 boys.
So they don't run 400? They don't run the 400?
No.
Well, in the under 14 at this category, that event, we don't give them the 400.
Okay.
The 400 is from the under 16 moving up.
Okay.
To the under 20.
All right.
The female most outstanding athlete was Delia Geese of the Dominica Grammar School. She's in the under 16 category. All right, and she was the most outstanding female.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of participation, Godwin, do you find there was good participation, crowd support, and that sort of thing?
Well, the children, I must say, the Independence Athletics is our greatest meet in Dominica in terms of participation.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the spirit of independence, and Dominicans are very patriotic. The children always come out to celebrate our independence in great number. In terms of the general participation from the different communities, it is very much lacking.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen some increase in that sense, where in Portsmouth they have generated a new spirit, and there's development of a new culture for track and field athletics in Portsmouth. And you will realize that they have taken all the both divisions in that competition.
Is that where the guy Nabi Wallace teaches?
Yes, well, Nabi Wallace is now a sports officer at the sports division.
Oh, yeah?
Working in that district, responsible for that district. And really, I can say the movement in the development for track and field in the north is really very much on his plate, and he has taken it up very seriously and has made great strides into it.
Now, tell us about Lobby. You wanted to ask him something? You wanted to ask him something?
Yes, the question, Godwin, you said that the MVP went to the an individual, the boys in the under 14 and the girls in the under 16.
Yes.
I thought that each category would have an MVP.
Well, yes, there's normally that, but just for time's sake, I was asked to give the main areas, so that's what I am trying to give out there. What I have also put together here for is that there were other areas in which we had very outstanding students. You know, there were one qualifier for the character games of 2026.
What's his name? Tell us the person's name.
Yeah?
Tell us the person's name.
Yes, that is Jamichael Tick from academics. All right, he qualified in the discus for a personal best of 45 meters. Over 45 meters. You have Akeisha Luke, also one of the standout athletes, and I can give you a number of athletes who are really doing well. Sean Vidal of academics. Akeisha Luke is from the Goodwood Secondary. Justice Edwards. Kedela Victor. Shanice Frank. Brianna Telemark. You know, all of these athletes who have stood out with over 30 points, most of them. Delani George, Antoine Lewis, Keone Esprit, Kimberly Aaron. All of these are top students who have shone very well during the competition and worth mentioning.
Go ahead, Lobby.
Yes, Godwin, yes, I'm just listening there. You call a number of names. You said about a person. We are in the month of October. You said somebody qualified already. Isn't that very, very, very early? You talk about qualifying for the character games.
Well,
listen. I'm not sure as yet. Don't you think by now that our standard should be a little bit more competitive? Because last year we look at the character games last year. From the result at the character games, I think we have to up our qualifying standards. We have to make it a little bit more challenging for us to be more competitive at the character games, because the other countries, you know, they have upped their standards. For us to really be competitive, you know, to be more dominant, we have to make our standards more challenging.
Godwin, you heard him? You heard Loblat?
Okay, yes, I heard him. But concerning the early qualification, I believe it's a good move on the association part to start this early qualification, because we are often going to the character game is not easy, and finding funding to go to the game at the last moment can be very troubling. But when you start at this time, you get a better understanding of what you have and what you have to cater for, and you are better able to push towards meeting that demand. You know, it early is about the association can now focus on those persons who are performing in that way and ensure that they would move their standards and get closer towards the podium rather than just qualifying. Now, what he's speaking about in terms of increasing our standard or making it a bit harder. Track and field in Dominica, we have a lot of talented children, and I believe almost all of them should get the opportunity to go to the character games. The character games is a festival that was created for, you know, a festive. It has become world class because of the quality of children in the Caribbean area. And but that does not take out the chance that a child who is aspiring to be good should get an opportunity to go to the character games, even though they cannot be in the top 8 students, you know. And I believe we have had it wrong in the past, where we just look at the best and send the best. We have to expose more for children to the character games
let them understand what is necessary and what they should be going towards, towards me going out there and representing their country. We in Dominica have we have difficulties in many ways. We have the natural environment and everything else, but we are forced to go outside to look for competition and these things, to get our children accustomed to running on the track and those things.
Okay, Godwin, hold on. Lobby want to ask you something. Hold on. Godwin, hold on. Lobby want to ask you something. Go ahead, Lobby.
No, Sebastian, just not to ask. Nobody is talking about to deprive kids of participation. When I coach in Dominica, you look at my athletes, and they can tell you, people I coach, Godwin, that I never make them look at being number one in Dominica. Look at what you are doing. Either you're a thrower, a sprinter, a jumper. Look at the results at the Character Games. Whether we can meet those standards. You have to. Yes, expose them. But I believe that we can do better. Our athletes can do better. Yes, on what we have. But they're a bit laid back. Now, for example, they're a bit laid back. We have to make them understand that. You have to raise them, make them understand that out there is competitive. You can't go there with very, very competitive. Yes, they have track services, but I think we can improve. We can do better.
And then, Odwin, talking about exposing the students to competition, what about the inter-school competition? Is that still very active? And are you going to be participating, sending the children? And where is it taking place?
So you're talking about
the regional, the Windward Island
school games.
The Windward Island school games that used to expose a lot of our children to competition from the rest of the island at the level.
Well, the Windward Island school game exposes the higher grades of the secondary schools to the games, because it's an under 21 competition, where most of the children participate in. And when you look at our school base, it is younger though, and so the exposure there is kind of late for many of them. Although some of our young children go out there and do very well, even winning some of the older children. But yes, these opportunities are available every summer. Okay, this year it will be moved to St. Lucia. So we should be, Dominica will be represented, I'm certain, once it is taking place.
Okay. All right. Well, Godwin, thank you very much. It was nice talking to you. So I'll keep in touch with you. So anytime you have some other meet that you can furnish us with all the information, right? So thank you very much.
Well, boy, it is. I thought you wanted secondary school and primary school.
Okay. Well, quickly, give us the primary school. Tell us what happened in the primary school. Quickly, give that to us. Yeah.
All right. Well, in the primary school sector, we had 7 districts taking part in the final, which took place on Wednesday at the Benjamin Park. And I must say that it was incomplete in that rain took away the latter part, where we lost the chance to do all the relays as well as the long jump senior boys. But at the end of the day's competition, the North District went away with all the categories. Okay, in all of them, on the junior boys, senior boys, junior girls, senior girls. All right, and then following in the boys division, we had the West Central, and then in third place we had the Northwest. All right, and then in the girls division, we had in second place the Northeast District and the West Central. All right. Still, yeah, these results are still preliminary because we are still going through them, all right, to ensure that everything is correct. But we had 2 records broken. We had Rashid McDonald of West Central. I believe he goes to the Rosa Primary School. He broke the high jump record in the senior boys. He jumped 1 56. The past record was 155. Omari Caesar of the North District of the Roosey Douglas Primary School. He broke the record in the senior boys, 1200 meters. He ran a time of 3 minutes 59.3 seconds, moving away from 4 minutes 05.6 seconds. There were a number of outstanding athletes. We can also talk of Zidane Cornelius, who equaled the long jump record in the junior boys. He's also from the North District.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had the North District really dominating the junior category.
Okay.
Yes. But however, in terms of the overall performance individually, we had Anika Xavier. She's from the South District. She went away with that prize, most outstanding female. And Omari Caesar of the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School went away with the most outstanding male. Okay?
Okay.
He had one record broken.
Okay.
Together with his 3 gold medals.
Okay. All right, Godwin. Thank you very much. Thanks for your comprehensive report. And we'll keep in touch with you. So anytime you have some athletic, you can always free to contact us. No problem with that. Always free.
All right. Thank you very much. I am sorry about that, but I wish, because there's a lot said for our track and field, I wish we would be given some time, to sit and talk about track and field.
Well, I just tell you, anytime you're ready, no problem. I just said that to you. Always free. Anytime you're ready, you have time, we'll give you time. That's not an issue. Anytime you're ready. Okay? So you can always call me and we can arrange a time. And okay? That's okay with you? Nice, no problem. Right, so what we'll do, we'll take a break now, and when we come back, we're going to be talking football, local football.
You want the leg, you do shop at SDA. Better than the rest, go shop at SDA. And the husband will shop at SDA. You get more for life, shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Yeah, shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. What is that? Shop at SDA. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices, Madam, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SDA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SDA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, couple, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
Some laundry detergents may miss the mark when it comes to adding softness to your loads. But fortunately, Dominica, we've got Ensueno fabric softener. Ensueno is the conditioner of laundry care, making your clothes feel butterfly soft. Discover Ensueno fabric softener. Long-lasting, nature-inspired fragrances protect your fabrics. Revitalize your laundry with the refreshing scent of spring fresh Ensueno fabric softener. Makes your clothes fluffy, alive, and vibrant. Loved all over Dominica. Local agents, Shell African Company. Available also markets at your favorite friendly neighborhood outlet or shop. Use Ensueno.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at
1767-275-1899 or email us at info@pottersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Potter's Place, your home away from home, fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yes, we are back, and we must not forget Papiton, Josephine Gabriel, for furnishing us with some water. They usually give us some Trapito water on the Thursday night. And also Del Naji Sports Shop. We can't forget them. They have sponsored this program a few times. Del Naji is between ACS and Jollies. Right. Now, we're going to be talking football. In studio with us is the Public Relations Officer as well as the football consultant. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Yeah, so Kurt Herd, third time here now, so thank you for having me on again, guys. FIFA talent coach here on the island.
Yeah.
And yours truly, Ebi Lawrence, PRO, Dominica Football Association.
Well, Mr. Herd, just a quick, how I would say, something apart from football. We just had the festival. Did you go to it at all? The festival?
Yes, I was at the festival. I'm sure I was spotted by many people. Yeah,
and you enjoyed yourself, right?
I enjoyed myself. Yeah, I think you've got to when you go to these events.
So, let me just ask you. Apart in your country, you have stuff like that, festivals like that in your country, in Scotland.
Yeah, similar. It's not the same in terms of musical festivals, but we do have the cultural events. They're a little bit different to what I experienced at the weekend, though.
Okay, right. Let's get to football now, Mr. Herd. We haven't spoken to you for some time. Obviously, a lot of has happened since you were last year. Tell listeners want to know what has been happening. What have you been doing?
Yeah, so I believe the last time I was on was just prior to August when we went away for the U14 and U15 national teams. So the boys went to Curacao and the girls went to Trinidad, and obviously both did very well, and the girls surpassed all expectations with their achievements, making the final. And from there, before we had the blueprint, but from coming back there, it's been all hands on deck to create a national academy for us here in Dominica, which is we always talk about making sure everybody's training. We've got the best together, the best of training, keep these teams together when they do well. And that's what we've done now. So we've created an academy where these girls will now stay together as a team. The next group of boys will stay together as a team, and they'll get consistent training for 2 to 3 years leading up to competitions. And we've now extended the age as well. So we start at 9-10 years old. Again, something that we've spoke about frequently is that I don't want to use the word neglect, but the youth not getting the technical foundation. So by bringing them in at a younger age and giving them a 3-4 year pathway before competitions, hopefully we can now bridge that gap that was previously there. So everything that I've done since we last spoke has been geared towards getting this national academy up and running with staff, with players. We just did a talent ID event, which always blows my mind when we go to these places and we've seen there's 358 children that wanted to take part in this program, and from the 358, we managed to bring that down to 149. We've managed to bring that down now to 87, and we're going to do one more just to bring that down to roughly 82, 83, and that'll be our final numbers. So that's been where we've been at. It's been a lot of work behind the scenes, but really glad to have got it to the stage we're at now.
So the academy has started.
The academy will start. We're going to do almost a soft launch, if you will, on November 10. What we didn't want to do was get things up and running and then go through festivities and then stop, start. So what we've done is we've given ourselves the time to come back, actually review things, and start at a time that suits us. So we're going to start on November 10. We're going to have 2 weeks, which is going to be almost a probation period, if you will. And then I believe the schools have exams at the end of November. After that, the exam period, we go with a hard launch, and that will be our National Academy up and running.
Can you give us a brief summary of how exactly it's going to be done? The academy, how days of training and all sorts of things. Just tell listeners how it's going to work.
Yeah, so I'll try and keep it as brief as I can.
No, you have time. You can explain. You have time.
They don't want to hear my voice too long.
No.
No, but so as we've touched on, we've noticed that there was a need for technical development at foundation phases. So what we've done is we've brought an under 12 boys and an under 13 girls. Now they're going to train twice per week. So we're working with the clubs and with the schools so all we're doing is aiding their development. They still train with their clubs, and they're going to get technical work. We've got a system, so they're going to work on releases, receives, 2v2s, 3 versus 3s, and 2v1s, 3 versus 2s. Okay, so they're going to work on that cycle. In that, we're going to try and encourage small-sided games with neighbouring islands, countries, and some of the top clubs that we have here. For the older ones, they're going to go through a more rigid tactical and physical programme. Obviously, they will be the 2 teams that represent Dominica in August, give or take a few players. This is a national academy, not necessarily a national team. It's important to say so. But the bulk of the team will, I imagine, take us through. So they'll have a more rigid tactical system. And what we've done, we've actually hired 2 full-time members of staff, or we're hiring 2 full-time members of staff who will lead those teams. And we've got 2 part-time members of staff who will be mentored by the full-time coaches. So we're also trying to create a coach mentorship program within the program. So we're trying to create sustainable development for players and coaches there.
So the full-time guys, have you identified them? The 2 people who are going to be full-time?
They've been identified. I don't want to say names at the minute.
No, you don't have to say names. I just say if you have identified them.
Yeah, all staff have been identified. It's just a case of crossing the T's, dotting the I's.
So when you say they're going to be working full-time, explain that.
Well, they're going to be working with me, so they will.
Right. So they will be based in the DFA's office?
We're going to be based at a football house, yeah.
Okay.
And a typical day could look anything like, we're going to introduce individual training now. So for our high potential players, we're going to take them before school in the mornings, and we're going to do some specific training for them. So days could start at 7 a.m. We're going to come back, and then for me, it's about coach education with those full-time coaches, because that's not something that it's not an environment they've been in before. So we're going to do all sorts of session planning, analysis. They're going to feed back to me. I'm going to feed to them, and we're going to really try and put them in a position where I can trust them to, like I say, start to mentor those coaches coming through. It's an exciting project. I'm excited to have full-time staff for that reason. I think it's a huge move for us. And one that will be highly beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very pleased to hear that. I think all of Dominica will be very happy to hear. I think that's a major, feel like breakthrough in the whole, evolution of our football here in Dominica. So it's a very exciting time and thing to hear that is actually established and going to start in November. I think that's exceptionally good news to us, because as you said, that was one of the major issues that we had, the technical aspect of it at a very early age,
Yeah.
And now that is going to happen, I think it will really benefit our kids quite a bit.
Absolutely. And working alongside the clubs and schools to ensure that we, all we are doing is aid their development, and hopefully these players going back to their clubs and their schools, or, with full-time staff, we can start to engage more local coaches. Hopefully it's not just the National Academy here that's going to gain here. Hopefully we can trickle all this down into grassroots football. But yeah, I think having the full-time staff is incredible. Everybody always talks about talented players, but for me, you can have the most talented players in the world, but with coaches that aren't at a high level, then they'll never reach their peak. So for me, we've got some incredible coaches on this island, and giving them the opportunity now to go full time and to expose them to certain things is going to be fantastic. I'm really excited about the prospect of all this.
Excellent. Now, in terms, you said that you're going to keep the under 14s that did so well, the ladies that did so well, and the men together. So are they part of the academy as well, or is that a separate
Yes, so those under 14 girls that did so incredibly well, the bulk of them have stayed and will make up this team.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we've got a squad of 19 plus 2 goalkeepers in there, and like I said, that'll make the bulk of the team. And but as is football, we're going to go through. We're going to watch school games, club games, Premier League games. I'm always interested in seeing players that have went under the radar. You know, already I found one playing for Castle Bruce last week. Who I pulled Coach Sheriff into the side. I was like, Coach, where was this boy? So already, you know, just by going to watch these teams and these school games, we're already picking up talent that we maybe missed. So, but yeah, those under 14 girls, it's imperative they stay as a group, because I think you've seen what they've done with the work, the time that we had before. And it was amazing to see the support that they got from everybody back home. It was incredible. So yeah, keeping them together was a real focus for us.
Lobby, I saw you want to say something.
Yes. I have a few questions to ask. The first thing is this. You talk about technique foundation. Is it a deficiency you have seen? I'm certainly sure you have looked at the other academies in this country and these young players coming from the academy. Is it a deficiency you have seen? You have witnessed?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. There's no hiding away from the fact that we start late, and because we start late, we therefore develop late. And yeah, where other countries are starting earlier with a technical foundation, we haven't been. So it definitely is a deficiency within our game, but it's one that we're not just sitting back and looking at. It's one that we've seen, and we are now doing our best to remedy. So, and that I speak for me, I speak for Dave, but I also speak for all the grassroots coaches that I go to watch. You know, when I go to see these coaches, a lot of it is purely it's knowledge and understanding. You know, it's once these guys understand why and they see the benefits of doing what is it out there. Yeah, I've seen massive improvements.
Okay, now yes, I'm still there. We still on technical. What are the areas? Is it their first touch? Is it their turn? Is their positioning? What you are looking? What you saw?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything, to be honest. But the main one for me is that it's doing all that under pressure. So
okay,
I would like to see us at every age playing 30, 40 games a year. I would like to see us playing games upon games upon games, because the game is the best teacher. And playing under pressure, playing at speed, playing with intensity, with something to play for as well, a little bit of pressure. All those things are what brings out that technical ability. So, yeah, I think once we can do that, and once we go down that road, which we are, we're going to see vast improvement, and we're going to see it very fast.
Thank you. Something else, yes. Looking at in terms of the group you have, what about, do you have their strength, their core, their flexibility? Because that certain exercises that must be done as they persevere in the football, that because does not working on the technique, but the strength, how they understand whatever strength, that is very, very key. So do you have a strength person working with you?
Yeah, so this is where I'm going to come in, and I'm going to educate the coaches on, as every position on the field has a different physical requirement, you know. So we can't train a striker the same way we would want to train a winger or a fullback. So it's important that I come in and I engage these coaches and I educate them in how to create physical demands within training practices for certain people and players, that meet their needs of the game. So it's not a one shoe fits all. Again, I'll back the DFA here. The DFA have been fantastic in making sure that we've got the equipment available to do any sports and strength work that we require. So we will have that on the field. But certainly at the start, it's going to be on the field, and it's going to be myself educating the coaches on the physical demands of the game and conditions. So it'll be individual specific physical needs that we're meeting.
Now, looking at, listening to you at this academy, what is the future holds for the other academies in Dominica? Are you all going to, in terms of working partnership with them, in terms of looking at what the work they are doing to complement yours?
Yeah, absolutely, because I think that has to be the case. There's not a me versus you here, and I think there's going to be communication with the clubs and the coaches with regards to how we want to work in unison. We're not going to be taking, or to the best of what we can do, we won't be taking players away during season, during league games, etc. Those are club players. We are just here to aid their development with additional training at the minute until they become national team players. So that certainly will be the case. And I think also working in unison with these grassroots, it's important, because when we get them at 9-10 years old, we want to see more developed players as the years go on. We don't want to keep picking them up underdeveloped in certain areas. I would like to see in 2 or 3 years' time, when we're doing this, these players that we're picking up are more developed at a younger age, and we can now advance our curriculum, and we can advance our ways of working. So it certainly will be something the DFA are looking at and working hard at, is the grassroots program at the minute.
2 things again. People just now see, we have 2 more things again to deal with. The under 14s. You said that you are keeping them. How are you going in? Are you going to furnish them? How are you going to furnish them with other players? Are you going to look at the academies to bring other players into the under 14s?
We've already done that. So off the top of my head, we've brought 4 new players into that group. So plus we only had 1 overseas player in that group, Naya Etienne from. So yeah, that group has been furnished already. Has been furnished with 4 new players already.
And the last thing is this: I am very happy when I heard you said something there which I used during my tenure in coaching in Dominica youngsters. You mentioned they were able to press. You heard 2-on-2, 2 against 1, 3 against. That is very, very important. It's from there you learn a lot. I'm very happy that will be introduced to the young players.
Yes, I know football is an 11 versus 11 game, but ultimately it's 1v1 on the field, right? So it's important that we break the game down, and we work in the 1v1, the 2v2s, the 3v3s before we try to complicate football with the 11v11.
PRO, you're unusually very quiet. I'm sure.
We have loads of questions.
Yeah, but yeah, the PRO. Well, I am sure, as an executive member, I'm sure the Football Association, they're happy with the work of Mr. Hurd.
Under a year, I rate Mr. Hurd at 10 on 10.
Okay.
And that's with the executive. There's always room for improvement, but so far, what we've seen and what has been handed down to us, 150% behind what is happening. And like I always said to you and the very listeners of Q95, we are developing a product. That was always and will always be my word. We want a better product. And hence, Mr. Hurd is here only to whet your appetite as to what is going on. And I must say, and I must give credit on here, letting him and the world know as well that we support fully what is going on. Yes, we may not know the technical part but he's explaining it. Me listening again is like, we're on track.
So he gets all the assistance he needs.
There is room for improvement.
Okay. I like the answer. Dr. Bunkton, I'm sure you have questions. Go ahead.
Yes, well, thank you for being here, of course, and thanks. I think that was a great initiative to get that started. I think that will make a major change. We will see the results on the road, I'm sure of that. But on the local scene, though, we're in the middle of the knockouts, right?
Well, actually, we are going in semi-final.
Semi-final, okay. All right. Well, tell us about it.
Yes.
Well, on Saturday, the Lord's Prayer, that is Saturday coming, we will have semi-final doubleheader. At 4:30, we will have St. Joseph coming up against. I don't want my partner to know his team technically. Derby Boys.
That is team.
It is his friend's team.
Derby Where
Boys.
Where they from?
Well, it's a mix of Roseau and they will be playing with St. Joseph.
Where that match
Technical
going to
Center,
play?
Stockton.
Okay, right.
And
on Sunday is our
Saturday.
Saturday.
And 7 p.m. RC Doctors comes up against Buffett.
So that is Dr. Fountain's team up the road?
Well,
let
us see who can doctor who.
I'm Southeast.
Southeast. So
is it RC Doctors or
RC
Southeast?
Doctors.
RC Doctors, yeah.
So that is the first division.
Right.
And the finals, hopefully, I say hopefully because subject to change force major, we are looking at it
the following weekend.
No, the 15th.
Okay.
That would be
a Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, with due respect, it may change because of.
Well, I know that's the day of Mr. Julius Timothy's funeral. I know that for sure.
So
the 15th of November.
It may change, but nonetheless, the placement game, that is where East Central will know its fate, whether or not they will stay in the
First
Premier
Division.
League,
Okay,
or they are relegated to the First Division. That game will be played on Wednesday, the 7th.
So who are they playing against?
Whoever is the runner-up of the finals
will play against East Central.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So lots of football will be going on, and the Premier.
What about the President's Cup, right?
The Premier President's Cup will resume on when the team returns. That's the national team.
So when the national team travels on the 10th?
On the 10th.
So the First Division, no, the Premier, where they stand at semi-finals of the President's Cup.
We are going into finals.
Oh, straight final. Jubla playing home.
Jubla will be playing We United.
We United in the finals.
Yeah, and for third place, Southeast will come up against RS Bombers. So you could imagine the political thing with it.
And if both matches are going to be played at the Technical Center?
Yes, they will.
Okay.
Yes, they will. And going further with that, the kickoff of the President's Cup First Division.
Oh, the First Division of the President's Cup as well?
President Cup. We'll commence on the 13th. That is Thursday, the 13th of November. Much more will be given. And upon completion, we will have what is termed as a Champions Cup ready. First Division, best of 4 means the best of 4 Premier to play for a Champions Cup. So lots of football is that thing as we talk.
This is it. That is it. That's what you need. You need this competition. And
going back to Mr. Hurd, the national team is traveling. Are you going to be traveling with them?
No. My focus just now is purely on the national academy.
No, have you been working with them though? With the national team, with the coach? Have you been doing some work with them?
No, I've not. Like I said, my focus has just been national academy since I came.
Academy, okay. So you really don't, but you don't go to see them train and have little chats with the coach? Do you?
I'm a football man, of course. I'll go down. If there's football to be watched, I'll be there.
That's what I want to do.
So, Eddie, where's the national team traveling to?
They are going actually to St. Kitts. That is a CONCACAF series. They did not qualify, but CONCACAF is seeing it necessary to, again, continue on the continuity of football. Do not just leave them lagging. As to their preparations, I know Coach Sabin have been doing his best. Again, there is always room for improvement in everything we do. As to, I heard you ask Kurt if he is or going traveling. There are certain things that is above and beyond him, but in due time, the entire presence of a coach will be seen. And that will be coming shortly, because as you've heard, not from me, but from the president himself, that the coach was is an interim. So we await the results. And after we will decide, because I can tell you personally,
await the results of what?
Of the games.
In St. Kitts? Before deciding.
There are 527 applicants.
So let me ask you.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
For head coach.
How many?
527.
Application.
527.
A lot of them are overseas.
Quite a few.
Wow.
527 people applied for that job.
To include international, that of regional, and even local. So
527.
So right now we are in the process of shortlisting.
That I'm going to ask. So what processor you are going to use to shortlist the people?
I'm not in this department.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
There will be a
process.
panel to shortlist and
But 527 is a
Wow,
lot, Dr.
that
Fountain.
is-
that
is-
says a lot.
That is plenty.
That is quite
Eh?
interesting.
No, but because to determine from that to shortlist, now you're shortlisting to how many?
No, well, that is, I guess it doesn't know that, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't know that. Yeah,
To
yeah.
5 or
So
10
it's-
or what?
Well, it's something that you probably shortlist to 10. You
10,
have
that's
to-
what
you
I'm
have
saying.
to- you have
If you shortlist to 10.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so when you shortlist now, do you all bring them in for interviews?
Even before shortlisting, due diligence will be done
on the shortlist people,
shortlist.
and then you determine.
Then we'll determine from
Okay.
So
that's a lot.
It's a comprehensive thing behind the scenes.
I didn't know you had so many.
But you said but you said something that interesting. But depends on. Suppose the coach Dominica does very well over there in St. Kitts. You made an interesting point.
It enhances his. It enhances
And
his.
his-
Yeah, by all means, by all means.
Yes, Bobby.
People, I have to. You're talking about. I think definitely we need to get somebody for. That's how I am right now. Looking at Dominica football, I don't mix my words at all, like some people. They are
So you say you always say, Lobby, we need somebody from out of Dominica.
Oh, seriously, you have 500. In terms, you're looking at somebody. First of all, the coach. You're in terms of you're looking at the person pro. What the person has his achievement as a coach. The person, first of all, who they're working with, the standard, the quality. The other thing is that you have to be looking at. That is something we should have done years ago. All right, years ago. First of all, at the
OECS. Hold on a while. You say years ago, you had to have money for these things, money, right?
Listen to me. You know how long FIFA has improved on the subvention given to the affiliates. It's years now.
But that doesn't mean the subvention you can get a
People
coach
come
on
on,
that.
people-
Yeah, it doesn't mean because of the subvention they get.
Administration that is given to you. Okay, so that's given to you. Now, first of all, looking at the OECS ranking, can the PRO tell us? The PRO is right to tell us what number is our ranking at the OECS right now.
PRO, you heard the question he asked you?
I am not certain as to that one because I did not research that for the day.
But you have to listen. It's very important to know where we at the OECS, at CARICOM, CONCACAF. It's very, very important to know where we at.
But I suspect we're behind St. Kitts.
We're behind.
We're behind Antigua.
We're before.
We're behind Grenada. We're probably ahead of St. Lucia and St. Vincent.
You think so, St. Vincent? No. We'll not be ahead of St. Vincent.
We're probably 7 out of 8 then.
Because a few years ago, we were right up there. We were right up there. What happened to us? Sakifeno.
Lobi Utela,
when I was there with PJ, our ranking was much higher than what we are right now when PJ was there.
I do not want to dwell so much on when we were.
You cannot dwell because the president, the present president, he was the vice president. And when he took over from PJ, with the ranking we had now, since his tenure, we have dropped considerably. The football has dropped considerably. I'm telling about the facts. I'm telling that. We have dropped a lot. And you can ask footballers, guys, they will tell you that. We were forced to reckon with, we were right up there going. What has happened to us? We have declined. All right, right now, we have a 360 all over right now. We have to drop right now. I'm hoping that this gentleman is there, all right, to reorganize, regroup, hoping that, because you talk about a brand goes in for a lot of work. Or I'm hoping he is there and he can fulfill fulfill that brand that you're talking about to improve on the youth. Your youth is very, very important. You have to be technically sound to move Dominica football forward.
Hold on, let's take this caller. Good evening.
Yes, Ivo.
Yes, good evening.
Ivo.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Good. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Buki, make your point. Moko, put off your radio. You probably listen to your radio. Don't listen to your radio.
Okay.
Put up your radio. Stop listening to you.
Right. You're 100% right, Sibo.
In what? Okay, he's 100% in what? What are you backing him on?
Our standard has dropped to 0.
Okay, to 0.
No, guys, I
don't agree with that. No, I would never agree to that.
Our standard has dropped to 0.
No, I don't agree with that. Come on, let's be real.
Let's be real
Our
about
standard has dropped to 0.
Well, that's you, eh?
Okay, well, I can say.
I'm a footballer, you know. And the rapport tell my standard we drop.
Okay.
But I think a good measure is the FIFA.
Know about me, we drop down 0.
No, but I try to understand what you mean when you say we drop down 0. What do you mean? We drop down 0.
Our standard has dropped.
Okay, but I think the way you measure the standards is usually through the FIFA ranking, right? Yeah. To the best of my recollection, I don't think Dominic has gone above 165 or thereabouts. When we were at the very top, we are now at 182. 182. We've moved. We are 182. We're ahead of Bermuda, Bahamas. We're ahead of Bahamas. Bahamas is at 203, so we're not doing too badly. Bahamas is at 203. All right, Bahamas is a much bigger country than Dominica. Much welfare, much more money,
more resources
into football, and we're ahead of the BVI, the USVIs, Turks and Caicos. We're ahead of Seychelles. We're ahead of Pakistan, if that's worth anything. So I mean, I don't think we should be so hard on ourselves.
I tend to say 0.
Gentlemen. Football people who played football, Sibo, at the highest level in this country will tell you when PJ was look, man, we have to agree that we have dropped a lot. There was less money given by FIFA when PJ was there to the affiliates to what we have right now. All right, what have we done? We have even dropped, for example, see how we have dropped. Even our own officials, the officials today, we have dropped. We had more FIFA qualified referees. What has happened? The PRO is right there. What has happened to that?
PRO, you want to respond to that?
Many times, Mr. Lublack, and we're going to be blunt about it, we sit and do not see the inside of the ball. There are instances, and I will say it publicly, that many of the very officials are the ones keeping themselves behind. And I'll rest it there for now.
Okay, Mr. Hurd, let me ask you, from what you've seen of the youth, both men and boys and girls, and the work that's been done, do you see a bright future for Dominica's football?
Unbelievably bright future. Unbelievably bright, yeah. All they need, and I'm talking players and coaches both, all they need is guidance and contact time. That's all you need. And yeah, the one thing that amazed me from day one is just the raw talent we have here. It's uncoached. It's just, and they've got talent in abundance.
Well, let me ask you though, a lot of the students, obviously you say you all train during the week. Is transport provided to take them back home and so?
Yeah, everything provided. So we provide the transport to and from, and as well as that, we offer a nutrition package, which is going to be fruits and some healthy snacks. So that, after training, they'll have that. So,
but Bobby, you say you offer a nutrition package, but do you all discuss with them about nutrition?
Yes. Well, to answer the question previously, that wasn't done, which is a new addition to the program now.
New addition.
So we're going to do certain things where a little bit quirky and a little bit different, but I think we have to think out the box here. So there's going to be, every few weeks, there's going to be additional things to do at home. And I'm talking, it could be a technical practice. It could be something to do with school. Some of it might be cooking a meal. It might be cooking a healthy meal, and making sure that we are, we're helping these kids as best we can to understand what's going into their body. And I joke about it, but I didn't find it funny at the time. I find it funny now. When I was speaking with national team players previously, and I was asking who was eating protein before training, and one of the players told me, "Yeah, I had some protein. I had a mango this morning." Honestly, and As soon as that happened, I thought, okay, I'm in trouble. Okay, we're putting nutrition into the.
But it's right.
You had a mango
I had a
for
mango.
protein.
Yeah, I had protein. I had mango. Actually, okay. When we come back, they put nutrition on the menu. So no, we're going to do that because I feel that's crucial.
Because, you know, it has to take some sort of discipline, right? Because, I mean, it's easy to say nutrition, and when people even go back home, they get involved in eating all sorts of KFC and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
So there has to be some sort of discipline. Eh?
Yeah, there has to be discipline. Yeah. I mean, even now, there was a national team up at Stock Farm, and I seen a couple of players come in with KFC in their hands.
Wow.
And that, it just blows my mind. So that's something that we cut out with the younger ones, and it's something I'll continue to cut out the best I can. I can't control what goes on at home. I can't control what goes on away from me. But certainly when in my care and when things are in my control, the nutrition will be something that's on the table. We'll be monitoring what they eat, what they drink, how much they eat. We will give them urine charts to take away so they can check that they're hydrated enough. We'll do everything we possibly can in our power to provide a high performance environment for these players.
And I want just to build with that, the Ministry of Education and Sports, they are fully behind what is happening. So it's not done in isolation. It's done the technical side. They call the schools through the DFA, making them know that this is the DFA supported program. And for example, some of the students that will be identified, homework, the academical part of it will be one of the things we'll be looking for as the EXO. How can we help better your grades? Because one might say much is not happening, but with FIFA Plus now, I must say that talents have been seen, but how do we market it? And that's why I come in. Maybe that is your role. How do you market these players? See, they come to, okay, I have no problem with the KFCs, but how do you carry out yourself during the training? Because you are seen. And I must touch base, probably he's listening with Mr. Rio. Right now he's in Germany doing his basics. And this is how much is going out.
That's the guy who plays for Maho.
Rio Challenger.
Yeah, this is how much is going out, and many would not know because, yes, we keep certain things to ourselves, and I'm not one that hoards information, but the onus is not just on the FA. And I always say to persons, the FA is not about Glenn, Etienne, Abby Lawrence. The FA includes the 33 clubs and every stakeholder. You are part of the FA because of the program. The person cleaning is part of the FA because of what is happening. And when we look at it in this light, we will automatically get there.
Yes, Mr. Hurd, how long you going to be here for again?
I have end of September. So I've got...
Next year?
Yes.
But
yes.
Would you like to stay in Dominica, to continue? Would you like to stay?
As it stands, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, if the FA is satisfied, I'm sure they would push so that you can get an extension of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that it's not even on my mind at the minute. It's one of those that maybe after the August competitions with the U14 and 15, we can sit down and have a discussion.
That's next year, right?
Which will be next year, yeah. Mm-hmm. But until then, I'm more than happy living and working here on the island. Mm-hmm. I love what we're doing. I love the direction we're taking. And it's nothing else has crossed my mind other than waking up and going to work tomorrow.
Nice. Right, guys, so we want to say thanks, Abby, and you and Mr. Hurd. Obviously, Abby will be in touch, so we don't want to stay too long before you get back here again, because we always want to know, and I'm sure listeners out there want to know what's happening with football and the progress the Dominica's football is making, so we always want to know that, Mr. Hurd.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, thanks for having us back. And anytime at all, always happy to talk football. And the football here is always progressing at a high speed. So there's always something new to talk about. So anytime at all, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then
before we leave,
just so to tell you, I checked 15 years ago, Emmanuel, when PJ was part of the effort. Dominica was at 181. So
there's no real big difference. No difference.
So just for the listeners' reminder, we will have games coming this weekend. Mm-hmm. We'll have a U15 being played at 2 p.m. on Saturday. That is St. Paul's Academy versus ACS Tarish. And again,
where is that match going to be played?
DFA Technical Center. And I want to really thank publicly ACS, Jason, and Mr. Timothy.
Mhm.
And I will.
When you say Jason and Mr. Timothy, well, Jason is Timothy.
He's Timothy.
Right. You say Mr. Yeah, because
I'm hoping for the weekend prior to the games, although the teams he sponsored did not make it through, but out of respect, give him probably a minute because this man has done a lot tremendously for sports.
No question, man. No question.
Debian's wrong, does name it.
Well, his company sponsored this
So he
program.
did, so we're looking at that. We have New India Goodwill Runners coming up against South City in the Women's League, 3 p.m. Again, Geneva Plainfield. The U18 will meet in Benjamin's Park on Saturday at 4 p.m. And these teams are BAA Sharks and the Roosevelt Skerrit Bombers will come up against We United. And again, the semi-finals, St. Joseph versus Mighty Avengers and RC Doctors versus that of Bathurst. This will be our weekend fixture. And then come after the Independence, we in full gear to continue the football. So we will definitely meet again.
Well, thank you. Obviously, we'll be in touch. Next week, you'll tell us what's happening. And have a good Independence. Mr. Hurd, you have fun. I mean, it's a holiday weekend again coming up. Have fun. Just be safe. And keep dancing to the bouillon.
That is it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. Well, Lobby, Dr. Fongton, we have a few minutes. We'll talk about cricket.
Cricket, yeah.
West Indies playing the final T20 tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock against Bangladesh. They won the series. Hope continued to make runs. Alec made a good half century.
Yes, and the 34 in the first
Yes,
game.
so that's good. So we go ahead, Lobby. You're going to say something.
Yes, Simo, you got to understand. You look at Asia. When you're looking at, first of all, Asia, spin is number one in Asia. Spin. Even I come back to our CPL. The spinners again prevailed in the Caribbean. So something, Cathy, I'm looking at Carlton batsman, Rutherford. All right, they're not comfortable facing
Well,
spin.
personally, I think Rutherford is lucky to still be playing.
Thank you very much.
For a while.
No, I mean, he's a little bit out of form.
Well, that's one thing out of form. There could be. I'm not saying in the squad,
Okay.
but try somebody else.
Out of form, is able to play spin. I'm looking at the guys and their weakness. I'm looking at how Robert gets about out of form. We have to look at that. Even in terms, I'm looking at, in terms of practices, try and get. I always go back to Shanda Paul. When Shanda Paul, as he said, when he gets to Guyana, he had a number of youngsters bowling to him. He get a number of youngsters, get involved. You have to help yourself. You have to help yourself. It's very. What about Sebastian going to New Zealand? Is Hodge on the team?
He should be in the squad, the test squad.
Yes.
The test squad for sure. The team should be announced. Well, they're heading straight to New Zealand, because in New Zealand, the white ball matches are before, and then the free test matches are late in November going on to December. In fact, Calvin they have a camp in Antigua starting from Sunday. So he'll be in Antigua from Roche is going to be there as well. Kima Roche.
That's what.
Well, Holder is going to New Zealand.
Is he going to?
Well, I know he's been spoken to about the test team. So hopefully, I hope he's in the test team. We don't know. I think Campbell has to go. Well, Campbell now with Jamaica in that situation. To leave now when your home has been impacted, your country, I guess, he has to head for Antigua, Shandapol as well. So there's going to be a camp. Not too many people from the second in Antigua.
People, one of the things I would like, Viv is a good friend. I'm certainly sure I would like to know, you're looking at white ball and red ball. What is his take on that? If you can bat, you can bat.
Well, you see, Richards was a genius, so he could play anything.
No, but only Viv. Look, only
it would be easy for him.
Thibaut, not only Viv. You look at, let us go back in your time. Time, the era of when you played cricket. You look at the quality of batsmen we had. They were able to play whether White, Richard, I look about Haynes and Greenwich, these two open batsmen, formidable batsmen we had. Go back in the past. Those guys were able to play either white or red.
What Emmanuel, we have to be careful there because it varies so much. Let's take Shea Hope. Shea Hope is a classic example. 50 point something average in the
In
one day.
ODIs, yeah.
And in the test, the average is 20. His average is
24.
24.
He struggled.
You know, and this is a man that can bat who had back-to-back centuries in England. So you know, I don't know, a lot more goes into it.
But
you know,
there are lots of the batsmen. I understand you, but there are lots of these batsmen in the past that they were to play both white and red.
Well, that is why, if you get the foundation in red ball cricket, that's why, if you look at the Indians, they don't allow guys in the under 19 to play more white ball. You have to go and play school cricket 2 days and that sort of thing. So what should I should have the ground? That's why I feel Akim Ogis should not be there, because he should be right now go and play in the West Indies for the competition. See, he can make some run. He hasn't got a first class country yet. So look at what happened to what's his name? The one from Antigua. Andrew.
Yeah.
Too quickly they put him in this white ball thing. You have to go and get the basics right, playing your red ball cricket. And if you can
even Mikel.
Louis.
But he's scoring runs now. He's got
4 successive hundreds.
Consecutive hundreds, yeah.
Yeah, in the Leeward Islands
one day tournament. So he's making a very, but the team was selected before this.
Well, yeah. He too, he struggled big time, man. The last.
What you say?
But it's someone that could possibly come back.
Yes,
if Campbell.
You want the young boy, yeah, you want him now. What you're looking at now, you're saying about in club, at the regional level, to go and reciprocate that now. Go and duplicate what he's doing at the club level.
Well, it's not club level. Go ahead. Let's take a caller, Lobby, 1 minute. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Subman Gill said, since you can play test cricket, you can play the white ball cricket.
I agree with him.
You have to be a batsman of red ball cricket. And since you can dominate in red ball cricket, the white ball cricket is easier for you. But if you don't go and play white ball cricket and then go and play test, it's the red ball cricket first.
Yes, I agree with him. He's totally right. He's totally right.
And Sibo, just to end, that the World Cup 50 over semi-final, that was great cricket.
No, when I was telling Dr. Fontaine, that was an amazing cricket match today. India and Australia. Australia, this is the first game they have lost in 6 years. First cricket game, this Australian cricket machine in women's cricket, the first match they have lost in 6 years. And it had to take a special effort and a special inning as well from Rodriguez or whatever her name is, Jemina. A brilliant 120 yard to win that game.
So, Sibo, coming back to the West Indies, based on what we saw in Bangladesh and before that we were in, would you make any significant changes to the one-day side against?
No, I don't see anybody who else. Well, I suspect if Evan Lewis is fit, he probably might be brought back. Evan Lewis is fit.
How about Campbell?
Well, I don't think they will bring Campbell. I think they'll still. Well, Afanaz has been opening fairly well.
It looks like Afanaz has claimed his spot as the opener.
Brendan King, I still feel if Evan Lewis is fully fit, I would expect him to come back in the team. I wouldn't expect Ogis to be there. So if he's fit, I would expect Evan Lewis to come back.
So can Afanaz bat one down, Sebastian Campbell open?
Well, I'm not sure if they will bring him in the white ball. I think they'll leave him for the test matches, the free test matches in New Zealand.
I'm telling you, first of all, I would be a cricketer. I would love to play. Look, won't you see let's say, look at you.
I know the question you go to. Of course you would want to.
Play
how the people who select the team is how they look at what you're doing. They're picking the team. You want to play, yes.
Yeah,
but you don't pick yourself.
Let's look at home Dominica right now. Look at our cricket itself. The league. Look at what's happening right now with the cricket in Dominica. Right? The league. When they're going to be a good league in Dominica, a good cricket league, Sibo?
Well, as you talk about that, guys, if you go to the gardens, they've actually put a stage and on the cricket area. If you go there tonight, you can go there In fact, on Sunday, that's where they have their cultural gala. And I cannot understand. They did that last year to go on the playing area right by the cricket field pitch, put in this thing. I mean, these people are so wicked, man. Honestly, if you go there, you'll see it. Good
Honest,
evening.
Sebastian.
Hold on, Lobby.
Sibo, Dr. Fontaine, Lobby.
Yes.
And it's not the first time they're doing that.
Yeah, but you're right.
Sibo, right now, I'm feeling on top of the world because South Africa and India beat England and Australia.
In the women's, right? You're right. You're correct.
Yes, Sibo, they knocked them out. Yesterday, I was in Lyon. I was speaking to a gentleman from Indian descent. I was looking at the South Africa-England game. So I was telling him, well, South Africa is going to win. Based on the position, South Africa is going to win. But I would have loved to see India and South Africa in the finals. But Australia is a very tough team. That is a champion team. And India would have to come with their A game to beat Australia today. And today they came with an A+. See, but did you imagine even Haley, the wicket keeper, panicking, she dropped a Skyer.
Well, it was not Skyer. I was telling Dr. Fontaine, that was a sitter. That was a sitter. An easy catch. easy catch. Well, the pressure.
Well, the pressure, but I also.
And that was really, really brilliant batting by India, man. And I would have loved to see West Indies and India in the final, but unfortunately,
which West Indies? No, well, West Indies ladies, the kind of standard I saw in this World Cup, we would struggle. Seriously, West Indies would struggle because there were a number of scores over 300. Number of scores.
Yeah,
we would struggle.
Yes, Sibo, and even the round robin, India scored over 300 against Australia. If you remember,
they scored
but 300. Did not do good.
Right, correct.
They did not do good, so Australia defended the 300. What our scout has to be looking in all little crevices in the camp for about 3 or 4 Haley Matthews. If we have to get back,
well, she recently had surgery.
If we have to be competitive. If we have to be competitive.
Recuperated now. She had surgery recently.
Yeah, I know. And I want to congratulate Alec for the half century, and before that he scored 30-something. I hope, there's a Jamaican guy who always criticized him, and he was full of praise for him, and he was saying, kudos to Ali, he never swept or played off his shoe, reverse something, and he was lamenting that has been Ali done for those sweeps. So I hope tomorrow he can go on and get another half century because he's opening, so he has a chance to score 100.
All right, thank you. So on that note, we're seeing this place tomorrow at 8. India and Australia, 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Independence weekend, Monday and Tuesday holiday. We're asking everybody to be safe. Drivers drive too many accidents in the last week or two. People driving like crazy. So, Lobby, you laugh, it's true. So on behalf of Dr. Fontaine, Emmanuel Loblack, we had Dr. Andre for us earlier on. I want to say happy independence to everybody. Stay safe and be safe. Good night, everybody. We'll be back next week.